Okay, so today we're going to talk about Zephyr. And I have a few thoughts on this Warframe. It is not really top tier or designed for missions, difficult missions, and it's not one of the more popular Warframes out right now. But Zephyr can be fun for her mobility. She has high shields, some crowd control, and so we'll go over what I've done with her. Now, I haven't formatted her. I don't have an optimal build built. Just a plain upgrade mods to make her usable in missions. So, if we look at her Ura slot, it is a D slot, or a Vazarin slot, and they all have names here. So I put rejuvenation in there. She's not a very tough Warframe, and so you might take a few hits and need to regenerate that to make it through the mission. I just added some good mods like Intensify and Rush for these polarity slots. Streamline, Fortitude, Constitution, Vigor to give her even more shield capacity, and I have Vitality and Redirection at kind of a minimum level. So that gives her 1,140 shields. So she's usable. You can play as her and get some work done. So we'll go over abilities and what strengths Zephyr does have. If we look here, we have Tailwind, which is one of her funnest abilities. If you use it on the ground, she'll shoot straight up in the air, very high, and then if you use it in the air, she'll shoot straight forward. So she can manage some pretty tricky feats in the air. Zephyr also has a slight passive ability that lets her hang in the air a little longer than other Warframes. She doesn't fall as fast. She's lighter. She kind of glides a little bit. It's not too intense or anything. It doesn't, you don't notice it like extremely affecting your gameplay, but it's there. Then Dive Bomb, it's an AoE that doesn't do much damage and it's hard to hit with. That's probably all I have to say about that. And then Turbulence creates a windshield around Zephyr. It's very unreliable. It doesn't have a great duration. So if there are a lot of Grineer shooting guns at you, it might reduce the damage somewhat. But it basically shoots little streams of air around that will, if contacted with enemy projectiles, deflect them. But there are plenty of holes in the shield, and so it's not very reliable at all. Then Tornado is her one bit of crowd control. It's her 4 ability. It will summon 4 tornadoes. They will all do damage. If you shoot elemental shots into them, it will up their damage with that element. So compared with other 4 abilities that clear rooms, it's harder to use, kind of unreliable. The tornadoes don't cover the whole area around her, but they will persist for 20 seconds and throw people up in the air. So while they may not be dead, they are controlled and stunned for a while, and that's basically Zephyr. You might have fun with her Tailwind and jumping ability. I think it's one of those frames that deserves another pass on the design board. When she originally came out, she was pretty hard to build. You had to get a lot of Oxium, and I farmed and saved that 600 Oxium. But it was back when it was very rare. You'd only get 1 or 2 Oxium per Oxium Osprey in a mission. And now it drops 10 to 12 per spray, so it's a lot easier to obtain these days. It's obtained in the Clan Dojo Research Center. You can buy all the different blueprints for her parts. Now, if I had suggestions for what they should do with some of the abilities of Zephyr, I would say reduce the energy cost of Tailwind, so she can use it a lot more, you know, to have some sort of air superiority, and then right after you use it, have her drift or hang in the air a little longer. And that, I think that would make it funner if you could go into unique positions in a room up high. Later on, if they get Zephyr balanced for PvP, that would be kind of fun to hang out in areas on a PvP map that would normally be unreachable, but you could get there with Zephyr. It could be pretty fun. Now, Dive Bomb, I think they could probably replace it entirely, or maybe Dive Bomb whips up turbulence when she lands and gives her a dependable air shield or something, or it buffs all her teammates around it, or just make this power do something. Then Turbulence, I think, definitely should affect surrounding teammates, give them a buff somehow, maybe add some healing to it, or maybe she could fly above the ground when using Turbulence. It would give her a slight lift while she's using it, but still be able to move at her normal move speed. That would be pretty cool. And Tornado, I would say maybe have the tornadoes move around faster. Maybe you can do something to affect where they move, kind of use it as a skill shot. See, oh, here's some enemies coming this way, I'll direct this tornado towards them through melee attacks or shooting it, or something of that nature. I think there's plenty that could be done to make Zephyr a funner Warframe to play. She's comparable now, you can get through basic missions, but the real challenging ones, it's not recommended to try, as she's a little bit underpowered, underutilitied compared to other frames. So, hope that was informative for you, and if you'd like to try this Warframe, then good luck to you.